In the world of tablets, the iPad still stands at the top, unrivaled since its inception, with no equal capable of relinquishing its control of the market. When you have such an influential product, it begs the question of how you can innovate it further to broaden its appeal to consumers. Enter the iPad Pro. Simply put, this is Apple's biggest, most capable iPad yet, a compelling mobile computing solution that brings the tablet experience to a new dimension with little impact on portability, while also sprinkling on qualities that can potentially make it a useful instrument in the hands of creative, artistic individuals. And yes, it is shaping up as a powerful, versatile piece of hardware, even though it is hard to see it as a rival to a notebook or a hybrid computer. After all, the iPad Pro runs iOS 9, not a full-blown desktop operating system. By and large, the tablet market has been declining over the last couple of years, but Apple is hoping to reinvigorate interest. Can an even larger iPad be enough to make that happen? Whoa, it's a really big iPad. Premium built, as expected. For the iPad Pro, Apple has stuck to its usual recipe. The tablet shares a premium design and solid build quality the iPad line is known for. That consists of a svelte, 6.9mm thin aluminum unibody that slowly slopes outwards where it meets the front glass panel with a chamfered, beveled edge. While it feels exceptionally well built, much like the rest of Apple's portfolio, it's also pretty lightweight at only 1.57 pounds 712 grams. Holding the iPad Pro for the first time is an odd venture, mainly because of its immense size. Despite that, we have to admit that it's quite comfortable, factoring its equally distributed weight. There's even enough bezel around the display for our hands to comfortably rest without interfering with the touchscreen's operation. Anyone familiar with the iPad Air 2 line will be also familiar with the layout of the iPad Pro, as its buttons and ports are situated in the same locations. Therefore, it means we have the power button and 3.5mm headset jack situated along the top edge, the volume controls along the right edge, and the lightning connection down the bottom. However, there are two changes worth noting. Firstly, there are now 4 speakers strategically placed along the edges of the tablet, 2 above the display, and 2 below it. The other new addition are the 3-pin connectors along the left side of the tablet that make up its Smart Connector, which is used to connect the iPad Pro to the optional Smart Keyboard. This wouldn't be a modern iPad without Apple's Touch ID sensor integrated into its home button. As expected, it's pretty accurate and responsive when it comes to unlocking the tablet with a scan of our finger, but it's clearly not as lickety-split as its implementation in the new iPhones. Much of the iPad Pro's appeal is attributed to the vast display it's blessed with, a 12.9-inch IPS screen with a resolution of 2048 x 2732 pixels, which Apple calls its most advanced Retina display yet. With 78% more display area than an iPad Air 2, it boasts a staggering 5.6 million pixels. This equates to a pixel density of 265 ppi, identical to that of an iPad Air 2's display. That might not sound all that phenomenal, but in reality, the screen looks pretty detailed, especially as we're holding it from a normal distance. Text in the web browser, in particular, has good definition and crispness, allowing our eyes to comfortably read it. We're definitely not as astounded this time around with the package, with the exception of its larger size, but it'll be more interesting to see how Apple takes advantage of the added real estate bestowed upon this tablet. That, by and large, is arguably the utmost important factor in giving it credibility.